won't get these joints out here. I got money so they put it in the bag. I'm pulling off all the tags and pulling off in the Jag. Fuck being broke, cause broke niggas is mad. Get a job with your broke ass and get it out the hoe's ass. I go fast when I'm riding through the city lights. I'm from the Bay, West Coast with your city like new nice fresh jeans and a snapback.
Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. I'm a vibe, you a vibe, we should vibe. So you should what? You should like, comment, share, and subscribe, but only if you want to, only if you want to, only if you want to, only if you want to. If you're watching, that's really all I appreciate. Everything else is extra, and if you do so, I greatly appreciate it. If you want that extra juicy tea, go ahead and click the link down in my description below. A new membership video should be up on there now, so go check that out. Y'all know I'll be late, but I always deliver, okay? So the membership video should be up by now. If not, it should be up today for sure. All right, y'all. So let's jump into this story time. Now, this is a story time about a family member, one of my aunties, and I'm gonna give her a name of Runner. We just gonna call her Runner. So, as y'all know, because I've mentioned it a couple times, my mom has a total of 36 brothers and sisters, okay? So my mom has lots of sisters, lots of brothers and sisters. My dad has about 8 to 10 siblings. Some of them I don't know. So as y'all can tell, on both sides of my family, I have lots of aunties, lots of uncles, okay? Some of them I'm closer to, some of them I'm not as close to. So this particular auntie, like I said, we gonna name her Runner. So I'm gonna just say Runner. I'm not gonna say auntie no more because me telling this story time is already really messy, but I don't care. This particular auntie, I really don't care for, and if anybody got something to say about it, I really don't care. So anyways, Runner was one of my family members that when I was a kid, I used to look up to her so much. Like I had a few family members, like 4 family members besides my mama, that I really looked up to. Like this particular auntie back then, Runner, she would always dress nice, always be in nice cars, always had like a fine dude, and it was just like, okay, I always see this particular person, Runner, have emotion. I was like, I want to be just like that when I get older. Now, in hindsight, now that I'm older, I know what was going on. It wasn't what I thought was going on, okay? But just from looking on the outside, looking in, I was just like, wow, like her life seems so fun, so lit. She didn't work a job. She stayed with money, stayed with nice cars, stayed with different hairstyles, stayed in the freshest, fittest clothes. And like I said, she always had a fine ass dude. So just imagine growing up with this person in your head and you looking at them as a role model. So y'all, when I became pregnant, Runner became my #1 family enemy. Like it was like one day this was one of my favorite family members. The next day I didn't like her. She had some kind of animosity towards me, which I didn't understand. So let's get into the story. So y'all know, well, if y'all don't know, I'll give y'all a quick little, brief overview. When I first met my baby daddy, L, right? He had been trying to talk to me for a little minute. I had been ignoring him like, you feel me? I just been, doing my thing, talking to people. I really didn't want to, meet anybody new. The roster I had was filled and I was cool with the roster I had. So one day I was just bored. The dudes that I was talking to, nobody was hitting me back. Nobody was trying to kick it. So I finally, gave in one day to kick it with my baby daddy. Now, mind you, he first tried to get at me on Facebook, but then I seen him in person and then we eventually kicked it after that. So me and my baby daddy, we met, we kicked it a couple times, and then I ended up pregnant, basically. So, you feel me? I ended up pregnant, and after a couple of times of me kicking it with him and hanging out, like, he just did not seem like my type of type of dude. So I had actually ghosted him, and I didn't come back until into his life until I found out I was pregnant. So say if I got pregnant in January, February. No, I got pregnant in like January. Nope. February, March, April. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December? Nah, couldn't have been. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December? No. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Ooh, I don't know, y'all. Basically, I had got pregnant and I ghosted him. And like a month or two later, when I found out I was pregnant, I went to go tell him. And I wasn't going to keep it. And then I did eventually decide to keep my son, Dylan. So after that, me and Elle tried to connect and really get to know each other because we was about to have a baby. So when my mom had found out, I had asked her not to tell nobody. And y'all know moms. They will tell you they're not going to tell nobody, but they're going to go tell everybody in the family. Which it's not that my mom went and told everybody in the family. She just told a couple of family members. And then you know how, it's in family, everything spreads like wildfire. As soon as you tell one other person outside of the household, everybody knows. So I wasn't really tripping. I didn't really want nobody to know because I didn't want people to start asking me questions about my baby daddy, because it was just like me and him wasn't even technically together. We just messed around. I got pregnant and here we are. So as time go on, I'm still living life as normal, because mind you guys, I was in the 12th grade when I got pregnant. So prom and all this senior stuff is coming up, and I'm trying to keep it cute and cool and not tell nobody that I'm actually pregnant. The only people who knew I was actually pregnant that was not in my family was my bestie and her cousin Cutie Pie, because they was there when I technically found out I was pregnant. Okay, so I'm going through school and I start hearing hella rumors about me. I start hearing that I be selling my body and that I'm messing with heck of different dudes and that I'm pregnant. So people was coming up to me asking me like, oh, I heard you pregnant. Who you pregnant by? Who you messing with? Is it that Mexican boy that you was dating, Kevin? And I'm like, wait. I'm confused. What are y'all talking about? Who's telling y'all this information? Who's giving y'all this information? Because I know 100% it was not my bestie. And I know y'all probably like, how do you know? I know my bestie was not going and telling nobody I was pregnant. It wasn't spreading no goddamn rumors about me. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew it wasn't my bestie. So I'm just like, where y'all getting this information from? And they like, man, we just hearing around that, yeah, you was out here selling your body and you got pregnant by a trick. And I'm like, this is an interesting rumor about me, because I ain't never sold my body, and if I did, I would never get pregnant by no trick. I'm not stupid. If I was living that type of lifestyle, I would definitely be safe, and that would never be a thing that would happen. So I'm just like, I'm sorry. The people that's coming up to me and telling me is like friends of mine, like associates. I won't even say friends, like associates. And I'm just like, who telling y'all this? And ain't nobody trying to tell me who is telling them this specific rumor. So I'm just like, all right. So mind you guys, they was seeing me because I was going up to Pitt High. Pitt High is the only high, well, at that specific time was the only main high school in Pittsburgh. There was a continuation school that I did go to. I got jumped on my second technical day, and then I got kicked out of that school for fighting, and then I started doing independent studies, which I was only going to like a class once a week, and then I would get my work, go home, do my work, come back, turn it in. So I would just be up at the high school like on lunch and after school, just to still feel, you know, like I was still included in high school because it was my senior year. And of course, my bestie and all my other friends is up there, so I'm about to be up there. So it was happening. People was coming up to me telling me when I was up there at those certain times, and they was basically saying like, yeah, is that why you haven't been coming to school? Is that why you don't go here no more? And I'm just like, wait a minute. I didn't heard some rumors about me. I didn't heard I messed with this boy, that boy. I gave money to this boy, that boy. But selling my body and getting pregnant by a trick? Nah, like this, wow, like who would be saying something like that? So I'm like very confused at where this rumor would even get started from. I know, I never for once thought it was my bestie, because I just knew my bestie wouldn't even, she was not, who would she be? At this specific time, so much stuff had happened. I just know it was not my bestie. I could trust her 100%. So I'm just like, who else would know this information? And her cousin Cutie Pie don't even live out here or go to our school. So I'm at my bestie's house one day, kicking it with my bestie. And her sister's dad was coming around. And he was hecka cool. So he knew my family member Runner. So one day they had came over to my bestie's house and they're kicking it with my bestie's mom. So me and bestie in her room, and we just hear, you know, conversation out in the living room. So I hear my name come up. So I'm like, you know, me and bestie like, hold on. Mind you, I didn't know my family member Runner was there. I didn't even know my family member Runner even knew bestie's sister's dad. Now, it wasn't, you know, out of the ordinary that, you know, he would know any of my family members because he was from Pittsburgh. You know, some of my family members are from Pittsburgh. But I just didn't know he knew her enough to where she would be coming to my bestie's house kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So we get to like listening to figure out what they talk about. Why is my name being brought up? I'm so confused. So we go out there and I see that it's Runner. And I'm like, oh, hey, Runner. Hold on, wait a minute. And he was like, oh, yeah, I don't know why I never told you, but yeah, I know your aunties and we all real cool. We all went to school together. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm just trying to figure out why was my name said, because, you know, I don't know if they knew we was there or not, because me and bestie was in her room. So I don't know. So I'm just like, okay, noted. But I didn't think nothing of it, because it's just like, you know, they grown folks. They can do whatever they want to do. So my family member Runner is getting ready to leave, and she come up to me and she was like, let me talk to you. So I'm like, all right. I go outside and I'm walking with her to her car, and she's just like, you pregnant? And I'm like, why? Who told you that? Now, it's a family member, so I'm just like, you know, she probably heard it from a family member or whatever. And she was just like, oh, because, you know, I was talking to one of my sisters and they told me you was pregnant. And I was just like, yeah, I am pregnant. What about it? You know what I mean? But like I said, this is at this specific time, this was one of my family members that I had looked up to. So she proceeds to tell me that she know I'm pregnant, and she was asking me if I knew who my baby daddy was. And I was just like, well, why? And she was like, oh, because I heard you don't know who your baby daddy is. Now, mind you, even though this was one of my family members that I looked up to, she was very, very messy and very, very toxic, which we're going to get into in this story time. So I'm just like, yeah, I do know who my baby daddy is. I don't know who running around telling people I don't know who my baby daddy is, but I know for a fact I know who my baby daddy is. So I'm confused why you asking me that. Why does it even matter? You're not my mama. My mama know the situation. So that really just kind of threw me off. And she was just like, oh, I'm just asking because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about you. You've been getting around. And I'm like, mind you, I've had conversations with Runner before, but she ain't never talked to me like that. So I'm like real throwed off. And I'm like, what you mean I be getting around? Because I don't be getting around. Mind y'all, if y'all don't know me, because I mean, y'all don't know me personally, but I was so discreet with things I was doing. You would only know if I was messing with a dude if he was like my main boyfriend, which I only had one main boyfriend that like a lot of people knew about, which was Kevin. Other than that, you would not know any dude I'm messing around with, because I was very selective of the dudes that I talked to, messed around with, and most times they did not live nowhere near where I lived. I had to travel, bus, and BART to get to them, because it was like I didn't want nobody in my city, in my business, because again, my mama got 36 brothers and sisters, so half of them live here and then half of them live in the South. So you can just imagine I had to be so discreet about the things I did so nobody in my family would find out. Like, you know what I mean? I had to move so smart because it was just, I had a lot of cousins and aunties and uncles everywhere. I couldn't be out here just moving all sloppy and all loud, and no, I couldn't do that, because it would have got back to the family, to my mama, too goddamn fast. So I'm just like, I don't know what you mean. I don't get around. I don't know what you're talking about. She was just like, well, from what I heard, you don't know who your baby daddy is, and that you got pregnant because you was out here sleeping around with a bunch of dudes. And I'm like, if she was not Runner, I would have cussed her out, because B, who you talking to? Who is you talking to? Who you talking to? Like, I'm looking around like, who is she talking to? Like somebody else, Casper, Ghost? Cause who you talking to? I'm like, I don't know where you getting that from, boo, but I don't get around. I know who my baby daddy is, and it's really ain't nobody business. I don't even know why you asking me. This particular family member, Runner, like, I looked up to her, but I wasn't close to her. She wasn't like a family member I was close to. I would see her at family function and just be like, oh, hey, what's up, Runner? You know, I just really liked the way she carried herself, but I didn't really know what was going on with her. But yeah, so I'm just like, you real suspect right now. Cause why is you asking me this? Cause for one, I know if you heard it from one of my family members, it came, the source, the original source had to be my mama. And I know my mama not saying these type of things about me. I just know goddamn well. I just know goddamn well. My mother is not going around telling people I'm selling my body and I'm messing around with hecka dudes, and that I don't know who my baby daddy is, and that I got pregnant on accident by a trick or something. I know my mom is not telling nobody this, because if I knew, even if I was, I know my mama would not say this, because she would not say this out her mouth. So I'm just like, girl, I don't know who telling you what they telling you, but really it ain't none of your business. And she's like, and I'm like, y'all, I'm so confused, because I'm just like, this is weird. This is awkward. I ain't never even spoke to you this long, and this is the kind of conversation we have, and I'm not feeling this. Like, I'm really not feeling this. So she jumped in her car and she leave, because I just stopped talking. After I said what I said, like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about, because it really don't even matter. She jumped in her car and she leaves. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go back at my bestie house and I don't say nothing. I'm just chilling with my bestie and I'm just thinking about this information. I'm just like, okay. So eventually I go home and I'm talking to my mom and I'm like, Mom, like, people is coming up to me and, you know, they talking about me being pregnant and all these kind of rumors is going about. I'm just like, who did you tell that I was pregnant? So she told some of her sisters, and these are aunties I'm cool with. But you know, like I said, when you tell somebody something in the family, it just spread like wildfire. So you know, something got told, then a messy person got involved, which I know the person who told this person, it don't even matter. But eventually the whole situation just got misconstrued. Now, my mom probably explained to my family that the boy that I was pregnant by, I didn't really know him. We wasn't in a relationship when I got pregnant. So somebody probably took that information and spent it up into their own little concoction and just started spreading the information to other people. And then eventually it started getting to people my age that go to my school. So I'm pretty sure older family members start telling younger family members, and then it just got spread around to the whole city of Pittsburgh. So it was just so awkward. Like, I would be going up to Pitt High and you could just see people looking at me all funny. Now, at this particular time, you couldn't see my stomach. You couldn't tell that I was pregnant, but you know, this rumor is going around. So I remember I'm up there one day and some boy, he come up to me. He was like, how much? And I'm like, how much what? Like, you need some tree skis? Because I know somebody who sell tree skis. Like, you feel me? Like, what you mean, how much? He was like, how much for that, you know, water park you got down there? And I'm like, baby, hold on, wait a minute. I'm thrown off. Because for one, you're bold as hell to walk up to me in front of a lot of people and ask me some like this. Like, are you kidding me? And I was just like, boy, get out of my face. What is you talking about? Get away from me. And he was just laughing like, yeah, all right. So I'm getting so upset because I'm just like, wow, I cannot believe somebody is spreading this rumor. So I just really think it was Runner who started spreading the information, because the way she came up to me and had that conversation with me at my bestie house, it just told me everything I needed to know. So one day, as I started getting bigger, you know, my belly started showing. I stopped really going outside, going up to the high school, and I was just in the house or going to school or going to my bestie's house. I wasn't really around nobody. So I would be around my family a lot. So one day we went to a family party. We go to a family party at one of my auntie's house, y'all. And Runner was there. Y'all, when I tell you, from that last time I seen her to this time I had seen her, for one, you could definitely tell she was how can I say this? A crackhead. You know, because YouTube demonetized everything. All of my videos. I don't even know why. But whatever. She was a crackhead. So, y'all, I'm telling her, y'all, from the last time I seen her, which was maybe like a month or two, to this specific time I seen her, y'all, you could definitely tell that she was on a lot of something. Okay, her hair was falling out. She was hecka skinny. She looked bad. She had this ugly ass ponytail in. The way she was dressing was just, ooh, it was a hot mess. So mind you, we had like this extended family member, and she was disabled, and my family member Runner was like her care provider or whatever. And at first, y'all, looking on the outside, looking in, I didn't know what was really going on. I thought like she was a good person to this lady, that she was taking care of her. Up until, like I said, that encounter I had with her, I never looked at her as no shady person, and I never had looked at her as no goddamn egg. So when I seen her this time, y'all, she looked this so bad. I'm just like, I know this ain't the one. I know this ain't the one that was trying to, oh, okay. So she walked in or whatever, and I'm like with my cousins, and my cousins is giving me the whole scoop on her, because I'm telling my cousin, like, yeah, she was saying this, she was saying that. She was like, what, when she on all kind of this and this crackhead, you know? And she was like, yeah, she be treating that girl bad, taking all her money, putting her hands on her, dragging her out the house, making her sell her body and hella shit. So I'm just like, wow, this was the lady I looked up to. That's just so crazy. You know, as a kid, you don't really understand a lot of the things that was going on. So basically, they was telling me that she was a 304. That she been doing that, and that's how she was getting all the cars and getting all the jewelry and having, you know, these men's that she would be around would be her PIMP. So I'm like, word, that's crazy. While Miss Mamas was over here trying to clock me and judge me, this is what she been doing all these years? Wow, and it just caught up to her, y'all. I mean, she looked it terrible. She looked it bad. So I'm just laughing like, wow. So she come up to me, y'all, and she try to like rub my stomach, and I'm just looking at her like, girl, no. From what I just heard about you, you got bad energy, and I do not want you touching my baby. Girl, no, get away from me. So I'm like looking at her like, girl, no. And I walk away. Y'all, I forgot to mention, the whole point of this story time was to tell y'all that she had also started telling people, like in my family, that I was going to be a single mom and that I wasn't going to do nothing with my life because I was having a baby at 17. And y'all, this information did get back to my mom. So this was one of the other reasons when she popped up, stuff was just crazy at this family party. Mind you, other stuff had been going on, so we don't know why she popped up. But y'all, my mama had went off on her, and this was another reason I was trying to tell y'all a while ago and something, a reason why I stayed with my baby daddy, because I felt like I had to prove a major point, because I just felt like I'm not gonna be no single mom. She don't know me. She don't know what she's talking about. I'm not about to be living off my mama forever on welfare. So y'all, her saying that was one of the reasons why I tried to make it work with Elle and why I tried to stay with him so long, because I just felt like I had to prove a point, because it's like, girl, who are you talking about? You don't know me. It's just crazy how somebody you can look up to can say something and it really affect a lot of stuff that go on in your life. And it's so crazy that so much stuff was going on. Y'all, I don't want to get into my family business too much, but she was doing a lot of shady stuff to other family members. And she wasn't even supposed to be coming to this family party we was having. She popped up out of nowhere and started trying to show her ASS at the family party. And it went left for her. The whole family brawl broke out and stuff because she came trying to pop her stuff. So, yeah, family members got on her because I was telling my cousin, you know, the whole little situation. And she was like, oh, hell no. So yeah, family took care of that, you know. So after so long, y'all, you know, family get back cool. They forgave her or whatever. But somebody that I did go to high school with came up to me one day, and I was on my way to do independent studies, on my way to my independent study class. Now I was showing, but I wasn't really showing it. I was wearing like big clothes. So they came up to me and was like, hey girl, how you been? And they was like, hey, I just wanted to tell you that I know who been spreading these rumors about you. And I was like, who? And she was like, one of my friends told me she heard that this lady named Runner was the one going around telling people this information about you. And I'm just like, you lying. She like, no. And I was just like, okay. She was like, do you know who that is? And I'm like, yeah, I know exactly who that is. Thank you for telling me. So whatever, that went on, and I just kept that in the back of my mind, like, wow, this is a shady ass family member for you to be going around starting this rumor about me, which was so crazy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, up until this point, I was just so oblivious of the type of person she was that I just ignored a lot of stuff that was going on. It just, you know, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was doing my own thing as a teenager, and I wasn't really catching on to some things until later on. So I'm just like, wow. So I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, like, Runner going around, and for sure she's the one spreading all these rumors and stuff. I'm like, you need to check her about that, because if I have to check her about that, it's gonna be a problem. And she's just like, don't worry about it. So I'm telling my sister too. I'm telling my sister. She was just like, oh yeah, Yeah, she better watch her, y'all, because my sister ready to beat up anybody about me. And that's just on that. You feel me? Me and my sister, we had our share of fights, but one thing about it, if I call my sister and I say, hey, sister, somebody, I need you to, yeah, my sister will jump for me, okay, period. Because when I tell y'all about the jump series, when I tell y'all about how my sister, my favorite cousin to this day, because my favorite cousin was the one who got on Runner, yeah, like they don't play about me. Like I could call them right now, and if they awake, and I'd be like, look, I need y'all to come ready to be something down. They gonna be ready, and they gonna just down. So yeah, like me and my sister just telling my mom, like, yeah, like if we gotta check her, me and my sister gonna jump her, because mind you, I'm pregnant, so she can't really even hit me right now. But if my sister fighting her, I'm gonna want to jump in, pregnant it on, get my hits in like pink, because for one, you're so messy. How are you spreading rumors about me and it's getting to high school students? Like, is you selling that cat to high school students and you pillow talking about me? I never figured out how the rumor started from her and got to my school. I don't know. But like I said, well, if y'all don't know, my little city, Pittsburgh, it's a big little city, okay? It's a big little city. Everything gets around quickly. Now, she could have told one of my younger cousins. My younger cousins probably told somebody they knew, and then boom, spread like wildfire. So, you know, somebody checked her about it. I never heard her talking about me no more. I didn't really care about the rumor. I was pregnant. I was going through stuff with Elle, worrying about a baby. Boom. I had my baby, my son. He's a beautiful little boy. I named him Dylan. He's the most amazing little kid ever. So, like I said, you know, time had passed and, you know, certain family members had forgave her. Now, me, I always looked at her like, you know, I don't really deal with her like that, but whatever. So, one day, my family members from Stockton was coming. They're not from Stockton, but they live in Stockton. They was coming. We was having like some type of family party or, you know, get together at my mama's house, because we always used to have family parties and get-togethers at my mama's house. You know, I wish I would have appreciated those times way more, but y'all, I used to sometimes hate family parties. I used to stay in my room or I used to leave, and now I just be like, damn, I wish I would have cherished those moments a little bit more being around my family, because now, and I know it's my fault, but I don't really be around my family like that, and I'm very isolated, and I just be thinking like, damn, I miss those times where we had like family barbecues and get-togethers, which we still do, but you know, that's on me. But at those specific times, like everybody was coming, like literally everybody. Older cousins, older family, younger, like everybody was coming through to these events, and I was close with my cousins that was my age and stuff like that at this time. So yeah, so they coming out of town and they staying with us for whatever. I don't know if it was Easter. I really think it was like Easter or something, because I think my birthday was shortly after. Yeah, I think this was around Easter. So Dylan was a couple months, and it's so crazy. My cousin, the one who beat my auntie down, she had a baby too. She was pregnant too, and our kids was around the same age. So they come out, and they're gonna be staying at my house. So they come, and y'all, like everybody come out. We have a huge family party. Everybody cooking, everybody getting along. It's just like a really good time. I'm finally not pregnant. I'm blowing down the house. My cousin is making us drinks. Like we lit. We having a good ass time. So out of nowhere, Runner pops up. And as soon as she pop up, y'all, I'm mugging her down, because I'm just like, yeah, I don't trust you. I don't like you. And I dare you to say something to me. Don't say shit to me. I don't mess with you, because you literally started a whole rumor that had my whole entire high school thinking that I sell cat. Like, really? Okay. So I'm looking at her, and I'm like whispering to my mama like, Mom, She finna be here? Like she coming to chill here? I don't care if she had any other family event where, but here? Why? So she like, it's cool, it's okay. She gonna spend the night. And I'm like, spend the night? Spend the night? Y'all, this particular auntie, well, let me just get into it. So I'm just like, all right. So she come and she a messy person. So she telling everybody business or whatever, talking about all the messy stuff and all the people she be scamming and just stuff like that. So y'all, everybody have a good day. We all fed, we all lit, we all tipsy, we go to bed. Y'all, it's like 1 a.m. at night. All I hear from coming from my room is screaming, yelling, hollering, hella noise. So I'm like, what's going on? So I go outside my room and all I hear is one of my aunties yelling like, that bitch stole my purse. She just ran out of here with my purse and my stuff. So I'm like waking up like, what? Like, what? Purse? Y'all, why the hell did Runner steal one of my auntie purses? She literally took her purse and some of her stuff, like her tree skis and money she had in her purse. And damn, did she even take her phone? Y'all, she took a bunch of stuff of my aunties and ran about the house with the door wide open, jumped in somebody's car and drove off. Yes. So we are like, what the hell? Like, are you serious? She's like, yes, I woke up and this bitch had my stuff in her hand and she just ran out. And I'm just like, see, that's why I told my mama I didn't want her to be here. I did not trust her from the information. First of all, one thing about it, you cannot trust no crackhead. You can't trust no crackhead. You get what I'm saying? You cannot give no crackhead the benefit of the doubt. I don't care. You trying to be nice. You know, they family, friends. You cannot trust them around valuables. There's no, y'all, my mom, and I be trying to tell her, mama, you be being too nice. Like, because I don't even know why she let her stay there. And she knew she was a criminal crackhead. Like, this is the type of auntie where she got into it with her husband and they, shot each other in the stomach. And she had to go to jail. Now, mind y'all, at the time that this happened, I thought she was powing at her husband for self-defense. Come to find out, she was trying to rob him, so he pow at her, and she pow at him, and they both end up shooting each other in the stomach. So later on, when I knew the real story, I'm just like, dang, she's shady as hell. Like, she's so grimy. Like, how could you do family like that? How could you do your husband like that? Mind you, the husband that she had was her PIMP, and then they fell in love, and then he, you know, was taking care of her. And I guess she didn't want to be in a relationship. She wanted to go and live her life. So she decided like, oh, okay, I'm done being your wife. I want to leave. He didn't want to get a divorce or nothing because he wanted to work things out with her. So she was just like, okay. So she was trying to rob him one day while he was asleep, and he woke up and, you feel me? Pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, Mom, why would you let her stay here? What if she would have took some of our stuff? Did she? Y'all, now everybody in the house just going crazy. We all checking our stuff like, damn, did she steal our stuff? You know, she been all up and through the house and stuff. You know, everybody checking their money and stuff. We don't, because it's been hours since she had first came. Like, she was leaving and coming back, but she was supposed to spend the night and leave with everybody in the morning. So nobody else had nothing else missing, just my one auntie. But y'all, later on down the line, y'all, she was trying to steal my identity. I don't know how. Somehow she had got some of like my information. She was trying to steal my identity. She ended up stealing one of my other's cousin identity and almost got one of my cousins sent to jail because she was doing fraud in my cousin's name and hella shit. But you know, karma is a bitch because y'all life is literally stomping on her, beating her down, beat her doonies down. She looks terrible. She's doing terrible. She's a terrible person, and karma really just worked this magic, y'all. I mean, she only got 3 pieces of hair left on her head. She looked like a bag of bones. Skin looked like she. No, let me not say that. I don't want nobody to think let me not say that. Skin just peeled. Just, she looks a hot mess. She look a hot ass mess. But it really like hurt me so much. And then she did that because it was just like, damn, this is somebody I looked up to. This is somebody I wanted to be like when I was a little girl. Whole time she was on demon time. Whole time she was not living this life I created in my head. She was no boss B. I'm thinking she a boss B. Like, she got money. Like, she doing this. She doing... Mind you, I actually thought she was a dealer. You know, I just thought she was a boss ass dealer. You know what I mean? That's how she was getting all her money without having a job. Whole time that cat being run through every day, and you gotta give your money to a man, and then he distributes you what's left. That's crazy. I looked up to somebody like that. Y'all, that really shook me real bad, because I was just like, damn, after that, I don't think I looked up to nobody. That was such a disappointment. I was just like, damn, you don't really know what people got going on. You know what I mean? The grass is not always greener on the other side. But she got her karma. But y'all, my pregnancy was so just eero. Like, I hated being pregnant. And then I'm trying to hide my pregnancy from everybody I went to school with. And rumors start about me and just heck of stuff. Like, too much, you know. But yeah, y'all, that was it for this story time. I will see y'all in my next story time. I'm a vibe, you a vibe, we should vibe. So you should what? You should like, comment, share, and subscribe. But only if you want to, only if you want to, only if you want to, only if you want to. If you're watching, that's really all I appreciate. Everything else is extra, and if you do so, I greatly appreciate it. If you want that extra juicy tea, go ahead and click the link down in my description below to join my membership. A new video should be up now or today, and I'm sorry for the delay. But all right, y'all, deuces.